Welcome to This Explainer. Have you ever looked at your bank account and just thought, wait, I make a decent salary, so why on earth do I still feel broke? It's incredibly frustrating, right? You work hard, you bring in good money, yet somehow you're stuck in this endless paycheck to paycheck cycle. It's like a math problem that literally won't solve, an unsolved mystery where the victim is your wallet. But today, we're uncovering the real culprit. And spoiler alert, it's not a lack of income. It's those hidden spending habits that are quietly draining your accounts. Let's pause and think back for a second. Try to remember your very last impulsive purchase. Maybe it was an online flash sale, some flashy new gadget, or an upgrade you definitely didn't plan for. At that exact moment, didn't it feel absolutely necessary? It felt urgent, like you just had to have it right then. That's actually your brain flooding you with a chemical urge. But here's the reality check. When that dopamine wore off a few days later, you probably forgot the thing even existed. That urgency, totally an illusion.
So let's get into Section 1, the emotional spending trap.
You see, money problems fundamentally stem from how our brains are wired. Your ability to build wealth is shaped way more by your daily mental habits than the actual digits on your paycheck. As the saying goes, most consumer spending is emotional, and emotions make your money disappear. This is the absolute core truth of impulse buying. It happens in these tiny, daily, seemingly harmless mistakes. A quick coffee here, a random online order there. These repeated micro-losses compound ridiculously fast, and they are exactly what keep high-earning professionals feeling completely broke. There are basically 3 specific psychological traps that keep average earners stuck. First up is lifestyle inflation. You know the drill. You earn more, so you spend more. You get a raise, and suddenly your living costs just magically go up. You never actually get ahead. Second is social comparison, buying status items just to impress others. You end up blowing cash on depreciating assets purely for validation. And third, good old instant gratification. Your brain's reward center is literally hardwired to crave temporary comfort today, totally ignoring the abstract concept of your future wealth. These traps are sneaky, and they're quietly draining your potential. Which brings us to Section 2, the psychology of a purchase. So how exactly does our brain betray us at the checkout counter? Let's look at the actual neuroscience of these daily financial decisions. At checkout, you hit an emotional high. Stress from work or life triggers a craving, and buying something releases this massive temporary dopamine spike. Your brain is desperately seeking instant comfort. But then, logical reality kicks in. The prefrontal cortex, that's the logical thinking part of your brain, finally catches up. The dopamine crashes, and boom, the guilt sets in. You literally just traded your hard-earned capital for a fleeting chemical reaction in your head. The harsh reality is that our emotions are highly expensive inputs when it comes to financial planning. If we want to build true wealth, we absolutely have to find a way to pause and short-circuit that automatic habit loop before the dopamine takes over. Pausing before a purchase is practically the only way to break this cycle that your brain relies on for quick comfort. Okay, moving on to Section 3, the 48-hour delay blueprint. Luckily, we don't have to just rely on sheer willpower to fight our own biology. The solution is 48, the 48-hour rule. Now, this isn't just a polite suggestion. It needs to be a hard, non-negotiable system in your life. It's a structured, practically foolproof blueprint designed to save you thousands by stopping those repeated micro-losses dead in their tracks. Here is exactly how this blueprint works. Step 1, identify a non-essential item you want to buy. Step 2, wait exactly 48 hours. Seriously, do not click buy. Step away from the register. Step 3, reevaluate that purchase with pure logic. So why exactly 48 hours? Well, from a neuroscience perspective, that is precisely enough time for that emotional, dopamine-driven high to completely flush out of your system. By hour 48, your prefrontal cortex is firmly back in the driver's seat. Once that logical thinking returns, you can ask yourself the real questions. Do you really need it? Will this item actually matter next week? Or will it just end up in the back of the closet next to that bread maker you used exactly once? Usually, let's be honest, the answer is no. And just by forcing yourself to wait, you have successfully bypassed your emotional brain and kept your money in your pocket. Let's dive into Section 4, the real cost of impulses. Because if you don't wait, you suffer the invisible damage of opportunity cost. The price tag on the item, that's not what you are actually paying. Opportunity cost is the future financial freedom that you're trading away for every current spending decision. Every single time you spend, it's a trade. You aren't just swapping cash for a cool new gadget. You are actively trading away your future options, your independence, and your future wealth. A $50 impulse buy today might seem completely harmless, right? Like a drop in the bucket. But if you took that exact same $50 and invested it to compound over several decades, it doesn't just stay $50, it becomes thousands. That is the true opportunity cost. The real cost of that impulse purchase today is literally the thousands of dollars you just stole from your future self. Grasping this requires a massive shift in how you view the world. You have to move from a consumer mindset to an owner mindset. The average consumer trades cash for a quick dopamine hit and temporary status. But the wealthy individual, the owner, they delay gratification. They trade their cash for compounding assets. They see every single dollar as a seed that can grow into an automated cash stream. You really need to start thinking like an owner. Which leads us perfectly to Section 5, Systems over Willpower. Knowing all this psychology is great, but let's be real. Human willpower is highly unreliable. As humans, we get tired, we get stressed, and our willpower inevitably breaks down. We suffer from decision fatigue. Strict, rigid budgets almost always fail because, well, life happens. An unexpected event occurs, our brain gets exhausted, and boom, emotional spending takes over again. You simply cannot rely on just being highly disciplined every single day of your life. It's impossible. Instead, you need to build what's called the automated wealth system. Think of this as the lazy way to guarantee you save money. You set up automatic savings transfers the literal second you get paid. You set up automatic investment contributions. You automate your bill payments. By doing all this, you completely remove the human element. Automated systems don't have an emotional brain to get hijacked by dopamine. They require absolutely zero daily decisions and run flawlessly in the background, building your wealth even on the days when your motivation is at rock bottom. To bring it all together, master your money mindset. If you set up these automated systems just once and you rigorously apply that 48-hour rule to bypass your emotional spending traps, you naturally align your daily habits with your massive long-term goals. You stop the micro losses, you plug the hidden leaks in your bank account, and you just let your wealth build silently in the background. I'll leave you with this final thought to challenge how you look at the world tomorrow. The next time you feel that urgent, dopamine-fueled spike to buy something you didn't plan for, pause and ask yourself, what will this next impulsive purchase truly cost my future self? Remember the 48-hour rule. Start thinking like an owner and take control of your financial destiny.